Hello everyone. This is for actually section 12.3, the second part. I need to make sure that you guys can remember how to find equations of lines before we continue with the 12.3 for pre-calc. Right? So this is like the groundwork, the refresher, okay, making sure we dust the cobwebs off. Some of this we're going to fly through really quick. Some of this I'm going to stop and pause at a little more. All right. First thing, just try not to be too overly obvious or insulting about this. If you guys have the slope-intercept form, they tell you the slope and the y-intercept, you guys should just be able to crank these things out. No worries whatsoever. Okay? If it's b is 0, no big deal. Minus 1/2 x, you really don't need it then. Now, if your slope is 0, I'm hoping that you guys recognize that if you start out writing 0x plus 4, you really don't need this. Notice that if you slope is 0, you're going to have a horizontal line. That's your y-axis. This is your x-axis. Okay. Slope is 0, you have a horizontal line. Okay. So you just write it y equals, boom, the number, because that's the only letter it has. If you only have a y, it'll only cross the y. Likewise, if it was a vertical line, it would only have an x, so it's only going to cross the x. You cannot use this for a vertical line. Right. One of the things I'd like to encourage you guys to do is, yes, the slope-intercept form is nice, but we've been practicing this earlier in the year. This is point-slope form. Point-slope form is like way easier. Okay? Okay, here goes. I'm just going to fill those values in. Y minus, x minus, and I'm just going to plunk them in. 4, negative 1, so that goes plus. Your slope is 2. Done. Put your pencil down and walk away from the problem. Remember, so much easier than writing in slope-intercept form. Okay? Yeah, you can write it in slope-intercept form if you want. Distribute the 2 in. Add the 4 over. There you go. Now it's in slope-intercept form. But why do you have to go through all this work? This is perfectly acceptable and fine. Okay, so y minus 2 is equal to negative 4, x minus 1. Done. Next problem. Bam. Okay, now you need to remember what I just got done telling you earlier about a slope of 0. A slope of 0 is a horizontal line. Where's this point? Negative 1, 2. It's a horizontal line. What's the y value? 2. Y is equal to 2. Done. Move on. I really don't want you guys writing it like this. 0, x plus 1. 0 times anything is 0, so you have y minus 2 is 0. Add the 2 over. Why go through all that work? You should recognize it's a horizontal line, only going to have a y. What's your y value? 2. Done. Walk away. You need to recognize 2, 2, that that's a vertical line because it has an undefined slope. We can't continue to mess around, guys, with not remembering which one's horizontal, which one's vertical. You got to get that memorized. All right? It only crosses the x-axis. It's only going to have an x. What is the x value? 2. Done. Next problem. You cannot write it in this format. Absolutely not. It doesn't work. You can't write it in this format. Absolutely not. Or this one. Nope. It's a vertical line. It only has an x. There are no y values. Okay? All right. To get the equation of a line, you first got to find the slope. So the first thing you got to do is find the slope. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, put in the y's on top. Okay, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, there you go, 4, 2, negative 1, 2. So you have 2 over negative 3. So your slope is negative 2/3. Now, does it matter which point you pick? Nope. How about I do the bottom one first? Or, if you're really partial to this point instead, this is totally fine. Y minus 4 is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 1. They are exactly the same equation. Okay, if you were to multiply these in and write it in slope-intercept form, you would get exactly the same equation. If I multiply this in and then bring those numbers over, you'll get exactly the same. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys don't need me to do a second one. Here, notice that when you set this up, 2 minus 2 minus 1 minus 2, you get 0 over minus 3. Notice the y values are the same. This thing is a horizontal line. So y is equal to 2 You're done. If you didn't recognize the x's are the same and you went and filled it out, you go, oh, that's undefined. You're right, it is undefined because the x values are the same. So x equals 2 would be your answer. Okay? Write the equation for a line that passes through this point and is perpendicular to that line. Okay? Through this point, 1, negative 1. So there's the point. I'm just graphing this to help you see what's going on. Y-intercept is 6, slope a negative 1/2. I'm looking for the equation of the red line that goes through that point. Parallel lines have the same slope, so the only thing I'm going to use this for is pull the slope out. The slope is negative 1/2. Once you pull the slope out, cross it out so you don't confuse yourself. This is the point you're interested in now. So you're right, y plus 1 is equal to negative 1/2 x minus 1. And you're done. It was parallel to this blue line that I scribbled out, so you just pull the slope out and use that point. Oop, I missed it. I missed. I did this for parallel. Sorry, that's if it's parallel. Whew. Okay, you wanted it perpendicular. I'm so sorry. So here's the line. There's the point we're interested in. I'm interested in this line. So it's perpendicular. Whoops, I picked a perpendicular symbol. How about I'll try it over here. There we go. It's perpendicular to the original line. If it's perpendicular, the perpendicular slope is the opposite sign and the reciprocal. You're still going through this point. So your answer would be y plus 1 is equal to 2x minus 1. That would be the equation for the perpendicular line. Sorry guys that I missed that. Alright, write the equation line that passes through 4, 6. So 4 over 6 up. And is parallel to the one that goes through these 2 points. Okay, all you gotta do is find the slope. So just remember, the first thing you're finding is the slope. Whether they gave you the slope and you read it out, or you have to calculate it. So that would be, I'm just gonna write it here, 10, negative 4. So negative 4, negative 6, and 10, 6 on the bottom. That goes plus, so 2 over 4, so you get a half. It's parallel, so y minus 6 is equal to 1/2 x minus 4, and you're done. Okay. Passes through blop and goes to that perpendicular. So I got to find the slope. I'm going to write 1 over the other, 3, negative 4. So negative 4, negative 6. So I've got 2 over 3, 4, negative 1. So I got negative 2. I want perpendicular. So my perpendicular slope is positive 1/2. This is the point I want to push it through. So you're almost done. There you go. Okay, one like this. It's parallel to this. This is a vertical line. X equals 2 and you're done. What's the x value? 2. It's going through the point 2, negative 7. It's a vertical line. So what's the x value? 2. So x equals 2 and you're finished. If I said perpendicular, well, it's going to be a horizontal line. So y is equal to negative 7. X is equal to 2. Okay? So this should be any arithmetic or any algebra you guys have to do for ones like that. Okay? That's it. Thanks for your time.